Hello, it's CryoDog here. I wanted to share with you today my experience recently with a medical bill I received, and I was able to save a lot of money by doing a little research and knowing what the insurance paid and how much the actual procedure cost. So I had an MRI done. I guess it's been a month or so back, a couple months back. And if you don't know already, MRIs are very expensive. And the hospitals or medical places that do those, a lot of times they will charge way more than the procedure costs. And if you don't know that they're doing that, then you'll be more likely to pay the amount they're asking for. But I found a way through some research to save a bunch of money, and I'm going to show you how I did that, or what I did to get my bill lowered, and I actually got a discount of 65% off of the actual bill. I probably could have gotten more, but I didn't push my luck. So normally you get a bill. And in my case, for the MRI, the charge was like $3,000 something. It was outrageous. So before I had the procedure done, the clerk said that my portion of the bill would be about $500, which, okay, I'm good with that, because I hadn't met my deductible on my insurance yet. And so I paid $200 up front. I get a bill. I guess it's a good while later, and the insurance shows that it paid about close to $700. So, and I was stuck with paying the rest, which was over $2,000. So what I did was I went online to healthcarebluebook.com. And on this website, you can get the price of what that's more close to what the actual procedure cost in your area. So you can do a search here for the procedure, or you can dwindle it down by type. So what I did was I went into MRI, which is a procedure I had done. And then I'm going to put in my zip code. You'll need to put in your own zip code. In my case, it's 35661. And so this will give you the prices for your area for the procedure you're having done. So I had an abdominal MRI with no contrast, meaning I didn't have any kind of dye or anything run. So let's click that. So you can see the cost or the fee is about $667, somewhere in that area. My insurance company had already paid that amount, and so the hospital was trying to get me to pay $2,000 something, and I'd already paid $200 of my own money toward this. So two things happened. One, when I got the bill, it met the deductible for my insurance. So that means then my insurance starts paying 80% of all the rest of my medical bills from that point on, and I pay 20%. Well, 20% was what I was expecting to pay for the procedure to begin with, which is about $536 is before I even looked at this information on the screen here. So I was okay with paying $500. I paid $200 up front. I was going to pay an additional $300, and I thought it would be done. No. So the insurance paid enough that it already covered the bill. I paid $200, so that's just extra money that they're getting. And then they want me to pay $2,000 on top of that. So I call the provider of the service, and I talk to their billing department. So and this is the first time I've ever done this, and I was surprised it worked, but it really and it almost didn't, or so I thought. So what happened, I talked to the billing person, and I said, what can you do? I need to get a discount. I'm not able to pay this $2,000 or whatever amount it was, $2,000 $238, I think it was. I said, I'm not able to pay this. What kind of billing and payment arrangements, what kind of discount can you give me? So right off the bat, she says, let me check on this and I'll be right back. So she comes back at about a minute later and she says, okay, I can do $1,400, a one-time payment, and the bill is covered, it's cleared, you don't owe anything else. I said, well, I can't pay $1,400. I can pay $500 today. And she says, well, let me go back and look again. She comes back and she says, I can lower the charge to $1,100. So I'm like, wow, they right away they went from $2,000 to $1,400 to $1,100. I said, I appreciate the help, but that's still too much. I can't afford to pay that. She says, well, we can set up monthly payments. So I said, okay, I can pay $25 a month. She says, well, the least we could take is $124 a month. I'm like, I'm not paying $124 a month. I'll pay $25 a month because that's what I can afford. Well, one didn't think that's what I could afford. I'm not, they're trying to rip me off. I'm not going to be forthcoming with, how much I can really afford. But, so they're trying to rip me off. So I say, you know what? Let me speak to a supervisor. So she says, hold on just a minute. Let me check one more thing. I said, okay. And so she goes away. She's away for like a minute or so. And she comes back. She says, okay, we can take $822 today. Or $104 a month in a monthly payment for the next 3 or 4 years. I said, I'm still not, like I said, I'm not able to afford that. I can pay $500 today and be done with it, or I can pay $25 a month for the next 7 years. And I picked a low monthly payment just because I know they're not going to want to wait 7 years to get their money. So I said, let me just speak to a supervisor. And I was polite. I was not, dirty or anything at all. The main reason for that was because, I'm trying to get them to give me a huge discount on a bill that they're have marked up the price on. So here's what happened next. I get transferred to the supervisor. He goes, okay, I told him my problem and what I talked to the previous woman about. And he says, we can do $822 a month. And one-time payment. I said, I can't do that. That's the same thing I told the last person. I appreciate your helping, trying to help me out, but there's just no way I can pay that today, and I can't afford $104 a month payment. So I can pay $25 a month, or I can pay $500 today. That's the best I can do. And if we can't meet on those terms, then I guess the bill just won't get paid. And so he says, okay, sir, I'll notate your account. Thanks for calling. So I was like, okay, well, they're obviously not going to be able to work with me on my terms, so I'll just wait for it to go to collections, and then they're going to call me and lower the charge anyway because they want to get it cleared. So I get off the phone and I'm thinking, they're way over. If they went from $2,000 to $822 in the matter of like 3 minutes, then they're charging outrageous prices for procedures that don't cost that much. And I think it should be against the law for hospitals and doctors' offices to charge those prices, knowing that they cost far less to do the procedure. I understand, you got to pay your employees and stuff, but a $2,500 inflation on a procedure, and they're only charging the insurance companies, a certain amount. They agree on a certain amount, so you're getting killed by their charges because there's no laws that I'm aware of that restrict or force hospitals to charge a reasonable amount. So I'm going about my day, just doing my work and stuff, And so they called me back about 10 minutes before I'm fixing to leave the office. And they said, sir, your payment has been approved. We will accept $500 today as a one-time payment, and then your account will be cleared. So I was very surprised. I didn't think it was going to work at first, but the key to this, I think, was that you have got to be consistent. You cannot waver whatsoever when you're talking to these billing people, because if you start giving, they will continue to push and you will end up paying more for a service. So I ended up paying maybe about $200 more than what I wanted to, but I think $200 is a lot better than $2,000. And I did it just by knowing this information on the screen about what the fair price for the service was. And that's the important thing. If you know what the fair price for the service is in your area, you can negotiate better. If you find out the value before you have the procedure done, then you can shop around and actually find a provider that's going to meet your terms or more suitable for you and what you can afford. For me, I did it after the fact because I wasn't expecting to get a bill that huge. I was expecting a $500 bill, which I was willing to pay that, but not $2,000. So you've got to be consistent in your approach. Don't get nasty with them. Be nice. They respond better to you that way. So be consistent in what you can afford to pay and what you are willing to pay. Don't ever waver on that, because as soon as you do, they're going to take advantage of you. And if you have to escalate to a supervisor, escalate to a supervisor. Don't be afraid to do that. Normally, I wouldn't have done that, but in this case, since it was such a huge amount of money, I did it. And I'm glad I did it. And I will continue to do it the next time I get another bill that's outrageously overcharged. So just be consistent in what you're willing to pay. Don't be afraid to escalate the call. And hopefully you'll have good results like I did. I'm very happy that I did the research and was able to clear the bill instead of having to let it go to collections and take a hit on my credit score. But that's my advice. That's my user experience with this whole medical industry stuff. I don't know a whole lot about insurance. I don't know a whole lot about medical charges, but I do know that I don't want to pay a lot of money for a service when it doesn't cost that much to begin with. So this site here, thehealthcarebluebook.com, they offer lots of good information concerning fair value amounts. They even offer forms that you can use for agreements with insurance providers or the providers themselves, so that you have it in writing what you're going to pay and what they're going to accept. They also give you some tips for conversations with the billing folks at these different places, and then just some general information about what to look out for and what to be aware of. So yeah, that's it for this video. So just thought I'd share my experience on how I saved a buttload of money just by doing a little research and being consistent, and I guess that's about it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I hope this information helps you too.